Welcome, traders and investors, to the Meet Damien live stream. In today's live stream, we're going to be talking about COAI and one of the monster trades that we've been following the last couple of days here. COAI up 58% today. And then we'll take a look at Tesla and Netflix because they have earnings reports coming out. I want to take a look at those stocks to see where they might go, up or down, what the upside or downside targets might be for those two stocks there. And then we'll get into some of your user requests. I do see DZ's in the chat. Good to see you, DZ. I see your request for Toshi and SQD. I will get to that, but I want to first talk about COAI and then Tesla and Netflix here, because Netflix has earnings report coming out later on tonight. Could affect the markets and the technology stocks. And then, of course, Tesla as well, which is kind of like an AI play. But we do have COAI right here, and this is definitely a AI play here. And this is an AI cryptocurrency. For those who are not familiar with this particular crypto, it actually came into fruition here. It started trading back here in September 25th. So it's a relatively brand new AI crypto that is involved with the AI agents. Okay, so there's potential long-term future for this crypto, and we saw COAI get as high as like $20.04 here back here on October 6th. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart for COAI. COAI is currently trading at $8.20. I have a target. I think COAI is gonna probably hit $10.09 at some point here, because that is the 0.5 retracement. And I drew this Fibonacci analysis, right, from the $20.04 level that it topped out to the 13-cent level that this thing was trading at way back in the beginning of September here. Okay, and it has some fib levels that I think are still crucial for us to look at. COAI already has hit a first take profit. First of all, before I even dive deep into this trade, there was a 0.236 level here that was very crucial for us to hold at $4.83. Yeah, we came below that here in the early morning hours of Monday. We got as low as like $4.35. So a little bit overblown and oversold here, okay, on that level. But that was a level that we try to maintain throughout Monday. I was able to get in on COAI at like $5.10. I actually got in at $4.90, but then I quickly got stopped out. Within 1 minute. Like it was that violent of a downfall on Monday morning. It was like probably like Sunday night for most of you people, most of you guys out there. But yeah, around like Sunday night, Monday morning, I literally got in the trade and I got stopped out. I put my stop loss at 460 and I was trying to get in at 490, and I had to re-enter the trade and get in at like 510, and it looks like 510 was able to hold for me here. We'll take a look at the trade here on Mexi real quick if you guys want to take a look at it. I am in a 4x long on COAI. My average entry right now says $5.06. Right now it's trading at $8.29. I'm not using too much margin, but I have an unrealized profit of $251 here, up 254% on that COAI Monster trade here. And I was talking about that on the Discord. This is why I think you guys should join the Discord here, because besides the funny memes and stuff like that, we were talking about COAI for about the past couple of days here. I even showed you guys, like, it wasn't all perfect for me. I actually did have, some losses here trying to get into the trade. There's an entry at 490. I got stopped out at 460, right? Or 458. And then here's another entry. I tried to get in at 610 and I got stopped out at, 559 for like a $17 loss. So, but you can see that the gains make up for the losses, right? With my COAI trade being up $189 here, okay, it's actually up more than that right now. I just showed you guys that, but at that time earlier this morning, I was just showing that we were looking at COAI. We've been talking about it on the Discord for a while here, going into yesterday. You know, there you go. You know, COAI hit my take profit at 660. So I actually took some profit on COAI, and I'll be taking more profit when it hits 10 bucks here. But yeah, that's one reason why I think you guys should join on the Discord, the Meet Gaming Discord here, because you'll see what trades I'm getting into and why I'm taking those trades. And you know, I give you guys my analysis, my stop losses, my entries, and my take profits here. But going back into COAI, let's get into the 15-minute chart. Okay. So I got in at like 510. I identified this was a good area to get in. I was looking at the money flow on the market cipher B indicator, showing that money was going into COAI. And my first take profit was this 200 moving average on the 15-minute time frame. That was at 660 at the time. So I decided to take profit, partial profit, just about 25% of the position. I'm still in. I still got 75% of the position riding up, and my next take profit target is the $10 area on COAI. This 0.5 retracement. And I think I identified on the 1 hour time frame that there was some moving averages at that $10 area, or at least the 50 moving average was sitting at like $10 here last night. Okay, so yeah, this is another reason why I decided to put $10 as my take profit target. And I think we're still on our way there. You know, as long as COAI is able to maintain this uptrend, okay, that this yellow line that I drew, I think COAI is going to probably hit, what, $10 we say? Probably later on tonight. It's showing like if we maintain this trend around 9 o'clock Eastern time is when we'll see $10 COAI. So we just give it some time, and you might be able to take some more profits out of your COAI trade if you got into it with me. All right, but yeah, that's COAI. Like I said, I identify on the market cipher B indicator that money was going into this. And the 1 hour time frame, you can see that on Monday, yeah, things were kind of brutal. Going from Sunday night into Monday morning, got red here on the money flow. But then money started going back into this thing back around like 2 o'clock on Monday afternoon. We started seeing money flow going in. We got the green buy dots showing up on the 1 hour time frame. And that just let me know, like, you know, I could stay in the trade because money is going into this asset here. And now it's starting to finally pay off. But we are getting close to oversold conditions here. You got the overbought conditions here. You got the red horizontal bars above you here. This is like for you guys who use RSI, Relative Strength Index. This is like the 70 level on the overbought. Okay, so this is, you know, getting close to overbought. Sometimes we do get top signal indicators here that show off, like emojis saying top, be bearish, right? We haven't had those signals trigger, but when you see those signals trigger on the 1 hour time frame, probably a good time to get out of your trade, take some profit, maybe even consider doing a short, especially if you see the bear signal come in. Then maybe you could like take a short, because this was saying like take a short on this on Thursday, last Thursday, okay? And you would have probably benefited from shorting, you know, going into Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday when this thing did take a drop, right? Right, there's your bear signal right there on the chart. And this was saying that this was no bueno here when it was just flatlining, making like a quadruple top. Not even a triple top, a quadruple top here. Okay? And then you got sent down on Friday, right? So market cipher B, pretty powerful indicator to use in your charts. You know, you can find this indicator here on TradingView. This is the market cipher B by Welo Trades. Good indicator here to use, okay? And that's the one that I'm using here to get this this money flow, and then also the momentum and the top signals, sell signals, oversold, overbought bars. All this stuff helps you get into a winning trade and helps you stay in a winning trade. All right, so that's COAI in a nutshell there. Let's move on to take a look at Tesla, and then we're going to take a look at Netflix here. Okay. So let's see what Tesla's doing here. We'll get into the daily time frame. We'll zoom out here on Tesla. Tesla's currently trading at $447.50. Tesla's kind of bullishly consolidating, almost creating like a big bull flag here on the daily chart. We have seen Tesla top out at $470.75 on Thursday, October 2nd. So that's where I drew my fib from 470 all the way down to the swing low at 298, somewhere around here. Okay, that's where, on Friday, August 1st here. And I have a Fibonacci to work off of here. It looks like Tesla's being very bullish, very bullish, because it had a shallow pullback. Yeah, you actually came down, here on Friday, October 10th, it came down to 411, but that was a 618 Fibonacci level there that got hit. And then we came right back up to the 786. We're kind of chilling out at the 786. This is very bullish in my opinion for Tesla. Leads me to believe that Tesla could be going to higher prices here soon. Not sure why. There is an earnings report coming out for Tesla, so that would tell us why. We have an earnings report for Tesla coming out on October 22nd, which is tomorrow. Okay, so Tesla will let us know how much money they're actually making here. Their expected earnings is like 55 cents per share, and the revenue is supposed to come in at $26 billion. We'll see if that's the case, if they're able to beat those numbers. And if they're able to beat those numbers, I think Tesla's going to go up to higher prices, obviously. It depends on how big of a beat it is, but there is a 1272 above you at $517. Could be a first take profit for Tesla. That's after you get past 470 here. And then the second take profit is going to be about this 1618 level here at $576. That's a target to look for Tesla. And then just using straight up chart pattern analysis, if I was to just use a chart pattern and trend analysis here on Tesla, and we were to just basically do what we did here in August going into September, and we just continue this trend like we did a couple of months ago, it's showing that the measured move is taking us up to about almost $600 on Tesla, that blue number right there, which puts you above that 1618. So maybe the 1618 will actually get hit on Tesla. All right. Now, just for those who might be bearish on Tesla, who think or just trying to plan what the downside might be for Tesla, if Tesla does have a bad earnings report here, we could revisit this 618 golden pocket level all over again at $404 if it's not that bad of a miss. And guys, this is not financial advice. Just to let you guys know, this is not financial advice. But if we do have a miss here on Tesla earnings, then and it's a bigger miss, then we could possibly come down to the 50-day moving average. This green line is sitting at 355, which is kind of confluent with this 0.382 level at 364. So once again, not financial advice, guys, but those are your downside targets for Tesla: 364 and about 404, 410. Okay. And then the upside targets, can we get back up to 470? And then can we hit this 1272 at 517? And then for your longer term investors, there might be a possibility that Tesla could get up to like $600 here. Okay. You got the 1618 at 576, but yeah, you could possibly hit those levels at some point here with Tesla. Okay. And then just looking at the oscillators here real quick, Tesla is RSI is at 59, so it's not overbought. It has room to go up to the upside to higher prices and still not be overbought. And then let's see, market cipher B on the daily time frame. Money flow is starting to bottom out here and start to increase on the daily time frame. This is a good sign to see here for Tesla. It might be worth taking a long on Tesla here. Okay. Especially with this money flow curving back up to the upside, you might start seeing green like you did over here over the next few days, few weeks here. And then here on the MACD, you got selling pressure was increasing during the beginning of October, but selling pressure is now starting to decrease here. And you might get a MACD flip where you might get some green like you saw back here in September, going into maybe like later on in Halloween or November period. You might see some green here for Tesla, the way things are looking on the chart. So Tesla looking like a potential good trade to get into over the next few days, few weeks here. All right, let's move on from Tesla. We do have another stock that's actually going to report earnings, and that's Netflix. This is reporting earnings later on tonight after the market closes for the stock market. And we do see that Netflix currently trading at $1,242 a share. Wow. Okay. Maybe they need to do a stock split. Maybe a 10-to-1 stock split would help some people out. Buy some more shares of this company. But anyways, Netflix looks like it is also kind of creating a bull flag here, right? If I was to measure this out like this, measuring the lows here. Let me get rid of the moving averages. I think we can look at the moving averages later. But you do have like a kind of like a bullish pennant going on here with Netflix. And if this is another bull flag on the daily chart for Tesla, then I'm just going to measure from the bottom here in April to the top here in June. And it gives me the flagpole out of this bull flag here. And you just take that measured move, you take that bull flag, right? You put it to like where we could break out. Looks like we're kind of breaking out right now on Netflix here. But if we do break out, this is showing that we have a target. Jeez, we have a target of $1,740 for Netflix. Could happen later on this year, maybe next year, I'm guessing. But also on the Fibonacci, which I drew from where we topped out at 1,342 here on Netflix. We do have Fibonacci extension levels here that show that the 1618. You could see a $1,665 Netflix at some point here, but more likely in the near future, you got a 1272 that says we could see 1484 before Netflix kind of like chills out. If it does make a run to the upside here, all right. But zooming back in, if Netflix has bad earnings report, look out below. You could come down to lower prices. You probably could revisit this 618 at 1143. Looks like we kind of already hit that level here on October 2nd. We came to like 1134, just a little bit below that. But yeah, 1143 was a level that kind of, we got as low as 1143 back here on October 3rd. Okay, so that 618 Fibonacci could be hit again if we have a small miss on earnings, or investors don't like what Netflix has to report for earnings here. A bigger miss could send you down to lower prices here. If Netflix was to go down to lower prices, let's see if we got any moving average support below us. You do have a 200 moving average. The 200 moving average is pretty important. A lot of investors actually pay attention to that moving average, and that's sitting at 1111, which is confluent with that 0.5 retracement at 1081. So maybe if it's a bigger miss, Tesla actually comes down to this 0.5 retracement and comes down to this 200-day moving average at 1111. Should be a target to look for Tesla. Now moving on, we'll take a look at some requests here. We got a request from DZ. DZ wants to look at Toshi and SQD. Okay, we'll take a look at Toshi first, and then we'll take a look at SQD. Appreciate you coming into the chat here, DZ. And let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else here on the TikTok stream. No requests yet on TikTok. All right, I see CC's in the chat. Good to see you, CC. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's see. Right now we got 250 likes. Let's see if we can get up to like 1,000 likes here. We're kind of lacking on the likes on the TikTok here, but that's okay. Give us some time here. TikTok is also being a pain in the butt and restricting my stream again. Apparently I have a good thing going on here and they don't want other people to know about it. Alright, so anyways, we'll take a look at Floki for CC. We'll look at Floki. Well, yeah, let me look at Toshi, and then we'll look at SQD, and then we'll take a look at Floki. Alright. And for you guys on TikTok, all you gotta do is just double tap that screen, and that helps me out with the likes here. Let's TikTok know that even though they're trying to restrict me, people still like the stream. Alright. And then DZ has some more requests. Alright, I see you, DZ. Alright, let's get into Toshi. DZ, I'm gonna have to probably restrict you to like 3 requests, so you're gonna have to pick. You already got Toshi and SQD, so pick which one you want to be your third one. Alright, let's take a look at Toshi here. On Coinbase, Toshi is currently trading at 75.87 is how we're gonna describe this number here. It's up 6.83% today. Toshi has been a pretty good coin to get into. It has been making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. It just does it in a very violent format and fashion here, but it is still in an uptrend, so that's good to see. Let me get rid of the moving averages real quick here. I just want to see Toshi maintain this uptrend on the higher lows here. Just keep doing that. We'll pretend like, you know, this Friday didn't happen here. You know, this wick to the downside didn't happen because you actually closed above and stayed within trend here. So that's good to see on Toshi. Looks like Toshi is catching the bids here. If Toshi does continue going to higher prices, there are some fib levels to look out above you. Let's see if we can get back up to the 618 at 92.21. That'd be nice to see. And then we'll see if we can get up to that 786 retracement at 10,264 for Toshi. Let's see, moving averages. Moving averages are you got 21 EMA above you at 8,000. So maybe 8,000 does provide some resistance here. And that's like right in between the 0.32 and the 0.5 level. So there might be some hidden resistance here from that 21 EMA. But I would expect this thing to just continue. Once you get past 77.56, I think 84.80 is the next resistance for Toshi here. And then, of course, the 618 at 92.21 here. But yeah, most of your movement averages are below you, except for that 21 EMA. I think Toshi's fine. It is bullish. And let's just look at money flow real quick, see how money flow's doing. You do have a green buy dot that showed up today saying that you need to get into Toshi. You need to get into it today because there might be a few more good days ahead of you on Toshi. Okay. And then here on the money flow, yeah, money flow has come down into the red here. You're waiting for this to curve back up. If you're an aggressive trader, you're not going to wait. You're just going to get in now, expecting this to curve back up on the money flow. If you're not an aggressive trader and you want a little bit more confirmation, you can wait until you start to see this money flow start curving back up on the market cipher B indicator here. And when you see that red start getting less red and start curving up, then you can get into your trade knowing that this thing is catching some bids and getting some money going into it on the daily time frame here. And you should be good for like a few more days. And hopefully you get a flip and you start seeing green again like you saw here in early October for Toshi. Okay. And then looking at the MACD is another useful indicator here. You do see that the selling pressure did increase and it peaked out here on October 17th, but now selling pressure, you're getting pink candles now. The selling pressure is dying down. And if selling pressure is dying down here on Toshi, then you might get a MACD flip somewhere near this weekend. You might get a MACD flip around Sunday. And you might start seeing green again on Toshi, like you saw here in the beginning of October. Okay, so that's another thing to pay attention to here using these indicators. All right, move on from Toshi. We'll take a look at SQD, Subsquid. All right, so DZ decided that he wants Dog and Me to be his third request. Gotcha. All right, and then we'll take a look at D Pro for Josh Shareem. Good to see you in the chat as well, Josh Shareem. Is D Pro a stock or is it a crypto? Let me see. I'm gonna write in Dog and Me. Yeah, okay. And then we'll take a look at D Pro. All right, got a few requests here. Thank you guys for give me the requests. I try to get through the requests as best and as fast as possible, but I want to make sure I'm giving you guys a good TA, so I don't want to rush it too much. All right, so now we're looking at Subsquid, And Subsquid currently trading at 16 pennies, up 3.69% today. Let me get rid of this previous analysis here. Let's see, what are we looking for Subsquid? Subsquid is currently, I mean, we have a 0.32 that we're looking at 16 cents. This is going to probably be the resistance for now until we then catch some bids that could send us up to the 0.5 retracement at 18, almost 19 cents here. We'll see how we handle ourselves at that level. And then we do have the 618 above us at 21 pennies. Okay, that is a target, I think, a long-term target for you to be in your trade for Subsquid. To the downside on Subsquid, you do have a 50-day moving average. Could provide support at 13 cents, and that's also where that 0.236 is sitting at. So this is your downside target here, about 13 pennies or 0.128 pennies to be exact. Should be a level that gets respected if Subsquid decides to drop down to those prices for any reason here. And I say any reasons because we don't know what could send us lower. You know, anything can happen in the markets. Donald Trump could say we're doing 100% tariffs on China or 200% tariffs and just rock the markets. We could get a bad inflation report on Friday with a CPI report that rocks the markets. You know, the Federal Reserve could come in and say that they're more worried about inflation than they are about interest rates, and that could send us down to low prices. So you just don't know, okay? And then it could be the opposite. You know, Donald Trump could say, oh, we're taking tariffs off of China, and then we could skyrocket up to the 618. Like, we just don't know what could rock the markets. We take it one day at a time, and we look at the data as it presents itself on the charts here. Let's see what the MACD is doing here. Subsquid looks like selling pressure is beginning to die off here. Okay, so maybe the lows are now in for Subsquid. So that's good to see. And the same thing, if you just want to see selling pressure die off and get a MACD flip, and then you get some green showing up here on MACD on the daily chart, that'd be nice to see. Looking at money flow. Money flow is in the red. We don't know if it's going to start curving back up again. An aggressive trader might take a trade right now and try to long and put a tight stop loss, and maybe you are cashing the low on the daily time frame here. And a more conservative trader would probably wait for that money flow to start curving back up, showing that there is some money going into this asset here on the daily time frame before they enter a long. Okay, but I think everything looks healthy for Subsquid. I don't see too much to be worried about with Subsquid. You know, a long looks good here, and you just put your stop loss probably at like 14 cents. And if you lose 14 cents, then you would expect 13 cents to come into play. Maybe you gotta try another long at 13 cents here. All right, moving on from Subsquid, we'll take a look at Floki, and then Dogging Me in D-Pro. Alright, Floki. Just want to adjust this real quick. Come on. Oh no, my computer is acting slow right now. Why are you not working for me here? I'm trying to adjust this here. Whatever. Maybe I'll have to redraw this Fibonacci. But anyways, alright, whatever. We'll just leave it as is. Okay. Because you're not cooperating with me. We have Floki currently trading at 8,000 points right now. It's up slightly today. Floki has some proving to do here. It needs to get back up to obviously higher prices, right? But it needs to get back up to this 200 moving average sitting above you at 9,043. Once you get up to like 9,043, I can start to become bullish on this asset. Right now, I'm bearish because I'm worried that if we do come up to that 200 moving average, we're going to get rejected off that red line there. Okay, not this red line, but the red line right here with the moving averages, if you can see that. I'm worried about getting rejected because you kind of did get rejected here on Monday. We kind of almost made it up to 9,030, not quite. about 100 points shy of it before we got rejected. So I'm worried that we're gonna get rejected again on Floki. But that should be your first take profit target on Floki, is 9,030. Not financial advice. Just keep that in mind. You can do whatever you want, but I would try to take partial profit or some profit when it gets to 9,000, just knowing that maybe it gets rejected again and we can just buy low and sell high again, right? But that looks like that could be the first high for Floki. And then look at the moving averages here. You do have some more moving averages above you. You got the 100-day at 94.39 and the 50-day at 10,025. So those should be your second and third take profit. So you just take 25% profit here, and then another 25% profit here, and then another 25% profit over here. And just know that if this thing does, you know, come up, like if we start shooting up and we get up to these moving averages, you're expecting some resistance, and then it might come back down, maybe revisit the 200-day, and then start shooting back up to higher prices. Okay? So we just don't know what's going to happen here with Floki. But we're kind of expecting that the moving averages should act as resistance going forward here. And then, of course, you do have Fibonacci here. I don't know if you can see this number. That 0.382 is at 96.63. Okay, so that's another zone that the Fibonacci traders are actually using to help game plan when they're going to take their profit. To the downside on Floki, if Floki does decide to go down below you, I mean, I don't want to go lower than the lows here on Friday. You know, don't go lower than 6,122. I probably put a stop loss at like 6,100, because if you lose this, then I mean, how far down are you gonna go? I mean, there's probably some support here back here in April at like what, 4,400, 4,500. But do you really want to like drop? That's like a 50% drop from where we are right now. Do you really want to wait for that, or do you want to put your stop loss a little bit tighter than that at like 6,100 or 6,000? That's what I would do. But you know, not financial advice. You guys can do whatever you want with your money and your trades. It's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. But that's how I would game plan things out. Oh man, why is this thing? I'm just gonna get rid of this Fibonacci for now. I can always redraw another one. I don't know why it was not letting me change the settings there. Let me just check the Fibonacci real quick here. Yeah, it will not let me do settings here. That is weird. Very weird. I cannot change the settings here. That's annoying. Anyways, I'll have to fix that later. Alright, we'll move on from Floki to Dog and Me. And then we'll take a look at D-Pro, which is a stock that Josh Shareem just told me in the chat right now. Alright, Dog and Me. Hey, what is going on here? Dog and Me. Yes, there we go. Oh wow, I'm looking at COAI in the corner of my eye. It's at $8.50 right now. About $1.50 away from my take profit. I might have to move the stop loss up again just to stay in profit. But going back to looking at the analysis here for Dog and Me. Dog and Me currently trading at 28.02, down 5.56% today. We're looking at the daily chart here. If you want me to go into like the 1 hour or 4 hour chart, let me know. But I'm just gonna look at it from the bigger picture view here. Dog and Me looks like a complete dog. It looks like trash to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. This thing isn't making lower highs and lower lows, and it's continuing to make lower lows and dragging you down with it into the mud. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. This is garbage. This is a good short. Okay, if you want to short Dog and Me, right? Every time it hits the 21 EMA, this white line, you just short it. Okay, it looks like we hit the 21 EMA on Sunday and Monday here, so you had your chance to short this thing to go to lower prices here. Even better short would be when it actually hits the green line here. It hit the green line, looks like on September 17th I think that was like right when you know, Bitcoin was making new all-time highs, or close to it, right? And of course, that was a good time to short dogging me. Every time Bitcoin hits new all-time highs, just short dogging me because it seems like be like the best trade to make here. All right. Let me turn on the VRVP. I think the VRVP might be a little bit helpful here. Maybe, maybe not. But the VRVP indicator is this green and red bars to the right here. The point of control is where majority of people bought dogging me. So the majority of people bought dogging me at 5,100, and they're all underwater and sinking with the ship right now. Your value area low is this white line below it, below this blue line, and that value area low is sitting at 3706. Looks like 3706 was where dogging me got rejected on Sunday, October 19th here. We actually came up to 3700, so we rejected the value area low, and yeah, we're still below it. Yeah. With us being below that value area low, I mean, this thing could be considered undervalued, but you just don't know how long it's going to be undervalued, right? It could stay undervalued for a while and just be a piece of crap, you know, for like the next few days, few weeks, few months here. I'll try to develop a bullish case here, but I highly doubt there is one. Okay, the bullish case is that it could go up at any time and you'll make money, right? Hopefully, right? Let me get rid of the VRVP now. Let's see the oscillators here. Is there any hope on the oscillators? Look at the RSI indicator. You were completely oversold here on Saturday, October 11th. Kind of made a higher low here. Could you be making another higher low on the RSI? I don't know. But you would need to keep doing that. Continue doing that to eventually cause the price to go up. Market cipher B. It did say your bottom. You got some bottom signals here. So maybe this thing is done going down, but you just don't know. I wouldn't short it, like I said, until it hits the 21 EMA or the 50-day moving average. But longing it could be a possible play, but I mean, where would you put the stop loss, right? I mean, I would put the stop loss right here below the lows on Friday at 2,200. If it loses 2,200, then this thing is still going down. And how much further down does it need to go? Do we need to go visit the Titanic somewhere below us? You know, down here in the bottom of the ocean? I would just put the stop loss at, you know, 2,200. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's something wrong with this asset, to be honest with you. If it can't stay above 2,200. But yeah, I would just, you know, just view this as a short. Because like if this is a short, if I just flip the chart, I'd be like, oh my god, this thing is so damn bullish. It just keeps going up. Look at this thing. It just keeps going up. Oh my god. Right? This would be a great long if it looked like that. But no, this is what it actually looks like. That's what it looks like. It's a great short. Every time you hit the 21 EMA, you just short it. Right? If I flip it again, every time it hits the 21 EMA, you long it, right? If this was upside down world. But this is what the world that we're living in, and this thing is every time it hits the 21 EMA, you short it. Hope that helps you out, DZ, on your dog and me trade. I would just keep the stop loss tight and try to long it at this point. But I would take profit when it hits the 21 EMA. Take profit when it hits the 50 moving average, and then maybe even take a short if it hits that 50 moving average on the green line. Yeah. All right, moving on from dog and me, we'll take a look at D Pro. Let me just check the volume here real quick. All right, D Pro currently trading at $9.04, up 4.1%. This is a stock on the NASDAQ. You can trade this stock on the NASDAQ here. And Dragonfly Incorporated is the name of the company. Dragonfly D Pro. Looks like it topped out here on October 10th at like $14.40. We've already looked at this. I believe you requested this a few days ago. And I drew up the Fibonacci here at $14.40. Let me just readjust this so it says 14.40. Yeah, there we go. Even better. And you've come down to some retracements here. The 0.5 is sitting at $9.19. We actually came a little bit lower than that here on Monday. We came as low as $8.52. So in between the 0.32 and the 0.5 retracement level here. I believe the stock is still bullish. Yeah, it's still bullish. You're still making higher lows and you're making a nice higher high here. Is it done going down yet? Probably be a question, right? Because we are at a 0.5 retracement. We're in between the 0.32 and the 0.5. Is it done going down? Let's look at the money flow real quick. You got your top signals here. You topped out on October 6th and also around October 13th. Money flow is going down. Okay. It's curving down. So I'm not quite sure if we're done going down yet here on D Pro. I'd be very careful. You know, maybe take partial position of opening up the long here, knowing that you might be able to scoop this thing up at lower prices until money flow starts curving back up again. And you're also waiting for a green buy dot too. You got a sell red dot here on October 14th, and you don't have a green buy dot signaling that, you know, there could be a change in direction here, right? Because look, you have a green buy dot here. That was a good time to buy, Monday, September 8th. And you didn't get a red dot until September 25th. And then immediately you got a green buy dot after that, and it kept going up to higher prices. So you got another red dot here. But right now you got a red dot last Tuesday, and we just don't know how far down it's going to go until we get a green buy dot saying that things are kind of changing direction here. And you're also waiting for the money flow to curve back up again. Money flow, if it continues what it's doing, it might go red. And when you see red show up, then I would probably, you know, take another partial position, try to add some more to this position here. But yeah, we really don't know how far down it's going to go. We have some Fibonacci levels to work off. If it does go lower, we got 796 at the 0.32 level at 796, and then we also got the 0.236 level at 643. So I'll probably be looking to buy anywhere between 643 and 796 to add to the position if I could. If I was in this asset. I'm not in this asset. So you could probably take my word, in my opinion, a little bit better because there is no bias here. I'm not in this asset. RSI is at 49.89. That's in neutral territory. But, you know, if money keeps leaving this asset, then you would expect the RSI to go down to like into the 30s maybe. And you have made a significant move up high. You don't really have any moving average support below you except the 50-day sitting at $5.34. So, although this looks good and looks potentially bullish here, it could still go down a little bit lower to like 643 here. And you could just add to your position. Looks like we have an earnings report that will tell us how healthy and how good this company is doing. Your earnings report's coming in on November 5th. They're expecting to actually lose 18 cents per share on revenue about $1.68 million. And if you're interested in this company, you want to learn more about it, looks like this company is called Dragonfly, and it's in the manufacture and sale of UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles that help out the agriculture, industrial sectors with inspection, security, and mapping and surveying. So that's pretty cool. And they're based out of Canada, and they started their company back in 1998. So you get that information off of TradingView here. Just scrolling through the data here. I want to see how well COAI is doing here, because it is my monster trade that I'm in. I'm still waiting for 10 bucks here. See, COAI is currently trading at $8.23, up still 58%. I think I've seen it go higher earlier. Yeah, COAI on the 15-minute chart here, just trending upward. We got as high as about 857. Still maintaining that uptrend. Still acting like a beast of a crypto for the most part. And for you guys who are interested, you know, I'm trying to figure out what crypto might do well or what crypto's doing well now. There is this chart called Crypto Bubbles. And you can see on the daily, like this is by the hour, and this is by the daily. On the daily, COAI is the winner. So why not be part of the winners here and actually get involved on COAI? Now I had a trade set up. I looked at COAI for the last couple of days, and yeah, I took a couple of losses trying to get in on some entries, but I finally found one that stuck, and I'm getting rewarded for it in this current moment in time. COAI up 64% today. For the week, and it's actually down, but because they had a pretty good week last week, that's why COAI was catching some biz last week as well. On the weekly time frame here, Aster is down 20%, Zcash up 22%, Cake down 15%, IP down 17%, FetchAI down 18%. The ones that are down significantly, they might be worth taking a look at, see if they deserve to be at those lower prices, and maybe these might be winners going into next week. All right. Even COAI is a winner this week. I mean, it's a loser this week, but it could potentially end the week being up, and you can make still a lot more money on COAI. Something to take in consideration here. Looks like Floki, we talked about Floki earlier, that's up 7.3% for the week. And then let's see how some of these cryptos have been doing for the year. Zcash, one of the biggest winners for the year, up 730%. XRP, for those haters out there, XRP is still up 359% from where it was a year ago. But if you're trying to long some assets here, maybe ones that are down in the red here significantly, it might be ones worth taking a look at, see if they deserve to be down. Like Stacks here, down 76%. Does it deserve to be that low? I don't know. TIA down 82%, OP down 74%, and Pith down 66%. Render down 51%. There might be some buying opportunities here with all these red bubbles. You gotta figure out which one you like. Obviously, the green bubbles have been doing well, and those are the winners, but how much more winning can they possibly do? I don't know. You have to figure out, can the winners keep on winning? We all know Bitcoin's the winner, right? That one's up 64% for the year. Could that one continue going up to higher prices? We shall see. We kind of do need it to go up to higher prices to see the rest of the cryptos go up to higher prices, but Bitcoin is still a winner by the year, up 64% over about a year ago. And yeah, you know, PaxG. This is a cryptocurrency backed by gold, and that one's up 50%. So according to, you know, crypto bubbles here, Bitcoin is still doing better than gold from a year ago. Maybe not year to date, maybe not the beginning of 2025, but from a year ago, Bitcoin's still outperforming gold, what gold did about a year ago. All right, let's see. I see Mars in the chat. Good to see you, Mar. He's on the TikTok live stream, and then we also got somebody else. We got VibeSpark. Hello, VibeSpark. How you doing? All right. I think I'm gonna restart my my TikTok chat because I only got like one person in here, and TikTok is restricting my live stream, and that's just unfortunate. I don't know why. You know. I'm thinking that maybe it might be because I don't say that this is not financial advice, but I'll say it again. This is not financial advice, and I'll go ahead and actually restart this live stream. But I'm going to restart this live stream on TikTok. CC, just bear with me. I'm going to restart this live stream because TikTok is being garbage right now. All right, let's go ahead and restart the live stream here. Once again, guys, this is not financial advice, but we're just taking a look at the charts here, looking at various stocks and cryptos. Make sure I get that disclaimer around here. I am not a financial advisor, so anything that I say in here should not be treated as financial advice. But I will do my best to look at whatever stocks and cryptos you want me to take a look at. We can even look at the commodities if you want. Gold and silver, oil, anything. Anything you can think of. But right now, a very interesting one to look at is COAI. Up 58% today. Not too many stocks and cryptos are doing that right now. But let's go ahead and take a look at silver. Down 7%. Is silver about to be in a buying opportunity zone here? Silver getting that nasty red candle today. Not sure why. Could be profit taking. Could be maybe people realizing that silver doesn't pay a dividend, like some of these dividend paying stocks out there. So the only way you can make money on silver is if someone's willing to buy it off of you at a higher price than what you bought it at. But yeah, I guess the same could be said about Bitcoin too, right? But silver down 7.5% today. How much lower could it possibly go? Well, we already hit the 21 EMA here. The 21 EMA is at $48.71. We're slightly below that now. We also have a 786 retracement here at $48.89. I think silver should start catching some bids. If you're willing to get into silver right now, this is a lot better price than where it was a day ago or 2 days ago. RSI is now viciously cooling off into the 50s here. Yikes. Yikes. You know, it's like the silver bubble is popping right now. Let's see. What is the... No. Get away. Get away. I want to see how much higher the silver... Yeah, we still silver get as high as like $54.46 on Friday. So we're getting a nice correction out of silver right now. If silver's going to still remain bullish, and I think this is as low as it's going to go for now. But if it does go lower, I mean, we could even wick down. It could get really violent where we lose another 10% on silver and we go down to like $44. This is the golden pocket at 0.618. That's the level to look for silver. But we really haven't built any support on silver, not until you come down to like levels over here at 40 bucks. $40, $41 was a level that kind of acted as resistance and got turned into support here on September. And it's also a 0.5 retracement. And it's also this 50-day moving average is sitting at 40 bucks. So I think, realistically, silver could have a very healthy pullback, come down to this 50-day moving average at 40 bucks, and then launch up to higher prices one more time, okay? But yeah, look out below. You know, silver has a possibility of coming down another 10% from where it is right now, or even coming down another 20% from where it is right now. And it would still be bullish, okay? But if silver kind of chills out for a little bit at this level, it could try to build some support at 48 bucks before it makes a run up to higher prices, back up to 54 bucks. And then we're still trying to see if silver's going to get up to this 1272 Fibonacci extension at $61 here. And if we were to maintain this uptrend, we would have hit that $61 somewhere around like the week before Thanksgiving probably. But we're losing this uptrend. This is causing alarm bells for a lot of people, I'm expecting, on the silver trade. Hello guys. I am doing requests here. If you guys want to put in a request for your favorite stock or crypto or favorite commodity, we are looking at silver right now. But go ahead and let me know what requests you have. And Daza says OG and Young Peasy. I'm not sure what that is. Not quite sure what that is there. All right. Very quiet here in the chat. I guess we'll just take a look at some of the cryptos and stocks that I want to look at. Let's take a look at the Solana. I did get into Solana earlier on a trade, and I also got into Ethereum as well. And wow, Bitcoin is actually at 112,500. Did it actually hit 113? Wow, actually Bitcoin actually hit 114. Okay, Bitcoin. Let's look at Solana real quick here. we'll get into looking at Bitcoin at some point here, probably towards the end of the stream. Solana currently trading at $193.29. Catching some bids here. We did see Solana get as high as $197 earlier today. I would expect some resistance on the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average, that green line sitting at $199.77. I would expect some resistance at that level, because that is a moving average that some traders are gonna probably target as their take profit for now. Then we got just above that, we got the 21 EMA at 206.88. That's another level I think could be a take profit target for Solana. And it would bounce us off this trend line that we were maintaining for the longest time here. And it would probably put us back into that parallel channel that I've charted here on Solana. This parallel channel goes back to what Solana was doing back here in June. On June 22nd, making higher high, higher low, higher highs, and then higher low. And then, yeah, then we lost it on Friday, October 10th, when, a certain somebody had mention 100% tariffs on China. But yeah, we lost the channel, the parallel channel that we got. But can we reclaim this channel and get back up to 205, 206? That's actually where I average my take profit on my Solana trade. I am trading Solana on Coinbase here. And I have a, one Solana contract here. Right now, my unrealized profits at $45 on Solana. I'm targeting 205. I got my stop loss at 182. I could probably move my stop loss. Do I want to move that now? Let's see. What is Solana? Solana's trading at 194. You can probably put it below the lows here at 192 on my stop loss. Kind of want to look at money flow first before I do that. See what money flow is doing on Solana. Let's get into the 15-minute chart. Ooh, MACD is going down, and money flow is increasing, but now it's actually, well, it was increasing, and now it's starting to decrease on the 15-minute time frame. Interesting. I might give it some time and then move the stop loss to 192. I don't think I'm ready to do it just yet. 1 hour time frame, money flow is increasing. So I think I might move the stop loss at the end of the live stream here, to be honest. Let's see. RM, thank you for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that follow there. If you have any stock or crypto you want me to take a look at, go ahead and make that request. But yeah, I think things are looking pretty good for Solana. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, because it's another trade that I got into. Ethereum is looking good on the 1 hour chart. Nice big green engulfing candle here. Got you above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. You can put your stop loss, or I can put my stop loss right below the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. And if we are going to continue remaining bullish, then we should not go below the 200 moving average. Right? And just zooming out here onto the 4 hour time frame, if Ethereum was to continue going up to higher prices, you have some moving averages above you at like 41.39 and 4,200 that could act as resistance initially until you're able to get past it. Right? We want to see Ethereum go up to these moving averages, maybe go above it a little bit, then come down, revisit the moving averages, make a higher low, and then go up to higher prices, right? That's what we would like to see with Ethereum, right? But we shall see. We shall see. It could come up here, and then it could get rejected and come right down back to like 38, 3,900 all over again before we then go up to higher prices. But that's just an idea here, right? Let's get above the 200 moving average. Let's show some conviction here that we can go to higher prices. But yeah, on my Ethereum long, I am targeting $4,300. If I go back to Coinbase here, Looking at my my take profit stop loss on my Ethereum. I'm targeting $4,300. My stop loss is at 38.20. I got in at 38.63, and my unrealized profit is about $89 on that Ethereum long. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. See how Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin is currently trading at $112,950, up 2.2% today. So finally, a nice solid green day for Bitcoin. Get into the daily time frame. I wanted to see this on Bitcoin. You know, we had a nasty drop over the last couple of weeks, and now you know we lost the 200-day moving average. And I said, you know what, we need to get out of here, and we need to get out of here fast and quick. We need to create a V-shaped recovery, and we're kind of getting that V-shaped recovery right now on Bitcoin. And we need this because this is punishing everybody that sold, thinking that we were going to go to lower prices on Bitcoin, not realizing that the 200-day moving average could act as support, and it did. And people that sold here are now trying to buy back in again. Like, they sold at 104K, 103K, and now they're trying to get back in at 112K as part of their revenge trading, which you don't really want to do here when you're trading, but it happens, right? And you know, I did it myself years ago, and I know not to do that kind of thing anymore as best as I can. But yeah, I mean, what I want to see here with Bitcoin is, can we stay above this 100-day moving average at 112,570? Okay, we're slightly above it. Could act as resistance right now. And then going forward, I want to see if Bitcoin can get up to the 115K. We talked about 112K yesterday, because we were saying that, you know, yesterday, hey, if Bitcoin goes up, we could get rejected at 112K. All right. And then if Bitcoin continues to go past 112K, we could get rejected at 115K. I'm expecting 115K possibly be a rejection. We got up to 114K earlier today on Bitcoin, but 115K is that 50-day moving average. And you would think somebody's going to click the sell button when it hits that price, if they're using the moving averages as their strategy here. But going forward, you know, I do have a Fibonacci analysis on Bitcoin, and 116,700 is a level to look for. Could be a next resistance. That's slightly above the 114,500 level at the 0.32 retracement. And then I want to see how Bitcoin handles itself at 119K, because 119K is a boss level resistance. We don't normally stay above 119K. We kind of did for like a couple of weeks here in October, or like like the first week of October, we stayed above 119K. But before that, like, we only went up above 119K for like one day. And not even like less than one day here in July. So 119K going to be a boss level resistance, psychological level resistance. Because once you get up to 120K, people start getting excited about Bitcoin. They're like, oh my god, it's going to 130K next. And it could possibly do that. That is a 1272 fib extension above us. We're looking at 131K as a possible target here for Bitcoin. And then we got a 1618 saying 137K as another target for Bitcoin. But let's first see if we can get up to 119K first, and then also 116K before we start talking about 130K. But I like this from what I'm seeing here. I want this V-shaped recovery to continue. I am expecting to get rejected sooner rather than later at 115, 116K, but I want to see us make another higher low. Right, if we can, with Bitcoin. I want to see us probably come up to here, get rejected, make a higher low at some point. Maybe we come down to 110K, fake out the bears one more time, and then launch up to higher prices for Bitcoin. That's what I'm hoping for here on Bitcoin. Just keep making higher lows and higher highs and frustrating the crap out of the bears if we can. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream here, guys. I don't see any more requests. I went through all the requests here early in the live stream, and if you guys don't want to talk about crypto and stocks, then you know, I could just end the live stream right now and go right back to my businesses here. But yeah, if you guys want to continue talking about stocks and crypto on the Meet Damien Discord, you can join the Meet Damien Discord, where we got into like this monster of a trade called COAI, right? And we've been following it the last couple of days here. And yeah, I am up, you know, pretty significantly on that COAI trade. But yeah, you can chat with me, share memes here, share your stories about crypto, and you also see when I go live. I post up when I go live here on the Meet Damien Discord. And that link to join is in the YouTube description, and also the description to the video, and then also the link to join for TikTok should be in my my TikTok as well, in the bio, and it's also in the I mean, you can also just message me. I can send you the link to join Discord. But yeah, guys, that's Meet Damien live stream right there. Come join the Discord, and let's see how that COAI trade is doing for me here on Mexi, real quick. Still up 240%, up $239 here, and I'm probably gonna move the stop loss into further profit here. Currently, it's at $7 is my stop loss. I think I might move it to like 750, right below the moving average on the 5-minute time frame. The 50 moving average. I'm gonna probably put it right below there. Yeah. So I can just drag the stop loss, right? Just drag this up to 750. Boom. I just changed my stop loss. So now my take profit, still $10 is where I'm gonna take profit. And it's like 385 bucks, but my stop loss, I'll still come out at $191 on my stop loss for COAI. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And if you guys want to also come find me on the Instagram here, I do have a Meet Damien Instagram. There I am, Meet Damien Instagram. You see some of my videos here. I did a video about don't buy Bitcoin at 124K. Hopefully you guys paid attention to that. I'd rather buy Bitcoin at like 100K or 104K than 124. And then also some other videos here, some trades that I got into, some funny videos that I made. But yeah, you can find Meet Damien on Instagram here. That's what I look like. That's the profile. And then of course, you know, there's the links to do the YouTube channel as well, and TikTok. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this live stream. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Unless things change, then I'll try to let you guys know if I end up doing a later stream. Okay, but yeah, 12 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow, and good luck trading and investing in whatever asset you decide to get into. Take care, guys. Hey, what is this? Okay.